Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Best of 3 Battler. So this week we have a very special guest lined up for us that's come on the channel and we're going to have a Best of 3 with, and that is my good friend Jake Muller from the United States. So it's really great to have Jake on the channel. Jake's a really accomplished VGC player, played for a long time now. He's got some very good accolades to his name, also known online, as some of you may know him as MajorBowman. As always, his credentials, his social handles and things like that will all be posted in the description below for you guys to go ahead and follow Jake and keep track of him. So, as well, his most recent accolade, Jake attended Worlds this past weekend. He wasn't playing in Worlds, unfortunately, but he did take part in the Anaheim Open, which was like a special event, and Jake finished in the top 4, which is amazing. So just goes to show how good a player Jake is. We're going to be playing VGC rules this week. We've played Battle Spot doubles the past 2 weeks, but getting back into the swing of things with VGC here. So today's episode will be all VGC. You'll catch game 1 here today, game 2 tomorrow, and hopefully if it goes to game 3 on Friday. So I'm just thinking, because I'm pre-recording these, so it's kind of up in the air with what days we are, but probably go out on Wednesday, this one, game 2 Thursday, and then we have game 3. If it, as I say, if it goes to that, we'll see. We don't know yet. So what team am I going to use? I fancy using the team we ran on the School of Hard Knocks last week on our Friday episode. We ran this Hard Trick Room team. This is a kind of the finished version, so I really want to run this. I had a lot of fun on the episode running it. The Slowbro, the Gastrodon are great. You know, you've got the Torkoal there that just offers that extreme pressure if we can get the Trick Room set up. Got the Lilligant as well to help out with our Sun mode. Hariyama with that Iron Ball, which is going to be amazing. And then we've got the Alola Muk to kind of round things off. So we'll click in and lock in with that team, and we'll see how we get on in today's Best of 3 Battler. So we did have Matt Durrell on last week. I had a really good couple of matches with Matt, but it was, as I say, Battle Spot doubles rules, so it's nice to change things up and get back into VGC, because we've got the new season starting up very soon, so our content is going to really focus around that. We're not going to drop the Battle Spot doubles or anything, but we are going to focus more on VGC. So let's see the team that Jake is running. Very interesting team. So he's got a team made up of Snorlax, Arcanine, Xurkitree, Murkrow, Tapu Bulu and Dragonite. So a super interesting collection of Pokemon here. We've got the Tapu Bulu that's going to provide the terrain for Jake. We've got the Xurkitree being the Ultra Beast here. We've got that Murkrow that has that Prankster ability that's going to be able to Tailwind, Quash, Feather Dance, all sorts of shenanigans. So we need to watch out for that Taunt as well. Got the Arcanine for the Intimidate support, the Snorlax for the, I guess what would be his Trick Room counter, and then you've got the Dragonite, which probably has the weakness policy, so we need to be a bit careful of that. It could have Bulldoze as well. It also could have Skydrop is something else that we need to be very careful of. So how are we going to line up here? This is the information game, game 1, so let's go into this. Let's not be too risky with what we do here, but we need to try and get as much information as possible on how Jake is going to set his team up. So what do I want to do? I need to identify. I mean, Lilligant Torkoal is a really good lead here, but I don't know if I want to lead off with it. I'm going to lead Hariyama. I'm going to lead Slowbro. Let's go the Trick Room route, and I'll bring Gastrodon. So I'm going to lock in with my Trick Room mode this game. We'll see how we get on. And good luck to Jake, and I'm sure this isn't going to be easy at all. I mean, finishing top 4 in Anaheim Open, I mean, like, just knowing the players that attended that event, it's just insane. So this is not going to be easy at all, but it should be really good viewing for you guys. So we're going to lead off with our Slowbro and our Hariyama, and we'll see Jake lead off with the Murkrow and Xurkitree. Okay, so we can expect probably a Tail Glow to come out here. Could have the Electrium Z as well. That's something else we need to be a little bit cautious of. The Murkrow as well. Can have Taunt, but you know, with the ability that we've got on Slowbro, we don't need to worry too much about that, because we are immune to the Taunt because of the obvious ability we have. So I think here I'm just going to play it straight down the line. I'm just going to go for a Fake Out into the Xurkitree, and I'm going to set up a Trick Room. So we'll lock in with that and see what Jake goes for. So he withdraws the Murkrow, which is fine. Sends in the Arcanine, getting that Intimidate, cycling that. Which would be big for the Hariyama. And we should get the Fake Out onto the Xurkitree, which is nice. And we will get the Trick Room set up, which again is good. I've got a couple of options here. I could go for a knockoff now into the Xurkitree. I could go for a knockoff into the Arcanine. They're both probably holding berries. You've got to think that. The other option here I could go for is switching Gastrodon at this point. Now I could switch in Gastrodon on the Hariyama side, preserve Hariyama for later on in the match, which might not be a bad idea, and just go for a Surf and get a big boost onto my Gastrodon, as well as some residual damage onto both these Pokemon sitting in front of me. And I think I'm kind of tempted to do that, so I'm going to switch out Hariyama into Gastrodon and just go for a Surf here. Now we might lose Slowbro here to Xurkitree Thunderbolt or Gigavolt Havoc, but we might just see it go for a Tail Glow, although I don't know how likely that is. So you see the Arcanine withdraw and the Murkrow come back onto the field. We do get a Surf off on our Slowbro. We will activate that Storm Drain on our Gastrodon, boost our special attack by 1 stage, and get some decent chip onto both Pokemon. We see a Tail Glow here. Okay. So, now's where we need to be a bit cautious of that Quash. So, kind of feel like we need to prioritize the Murkrow more than anything here, but at the same time we need to start getting damage onto the Xurkitree as well. So I'm going to go for a Scald into the Xurkitree slot. So you could switch out. I don't feel like I want to switch in Hariyama or Torkoal on this Slowbro. I might just, it's better off probably just letting it go down, and we do see this Quash come out, so we are probably gonna see the end of Slowbro. We do get the Scald off. Wow. Oh, okay, we get super lucky and take down the Xurkitree with a crit, because that wouldn't have taken it down otherwise. That is super unfortunate for Jake, and really fortunate for us. We do get another Surf off. And that's kind of really put the game in a really bad spot, because Jake's got to bring in the Arcanine now. I don't know what he's got in the back as his 4th Pokemon, but things aren't looking too great for him right now, because we can continue just to go for the Scald. The Arcanine might protect here, so I will just Surf and just go into that Murkrow with a Scald from the Gastrodon, and Jake forfeits. Yes, so that is like super unfortunate, and that kind of really ruined the game there. I think what would have happened there if we hadn't got the critical hit, we would have got good damage onto the Xurkitree. It's probably holding the berry as well. We haven't really gained any information there, so Jake kind of just seeing that there's not really any point of carrying on the match there, and sometimes that's the best thing to do, so you don't give up too much information at that point. I think the Xurkitree's berry would have probably procced. He would have possibly went for, I would have imagined, a Thunderbolt into the Slowbro there. That would have taken it down. If he went for a Dazzling Gleam, we would have survived. We would have got another boost off, so it would have meant that we would have got more leverage and more turns going in, because neither the Gastrodon and the Slowbro would have went down to a +3 Dazzling Gleam. But then the next turn we could have brought in Hariyama. We would have had access to that Fake Out and Hariyama slower than everything else. You know, the game wasn't lost, but as long as that Xurkitree was on the field and Jake being able to stall out that Trick Room there, he would have been in a really strong position to close the match out. So it was a bit of, it really spoiled the game there a bit, so apologies to Jake, but we'll go into game 2 and hopefully things don't go as bad as that, because it's not the ideal start to an episode. But we'll be back with episode 2 in a jiffy. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you've enjoyed the episode, it was very short, do leave a like on the video, and we'll be right back with game 2.